If you are someone who struggles with building strong relationships, this video is for you. It is important in life to build strong relationships for a number of reasons. Whether it is your support system, business relationships, your significant other, your friends, um, different things. It's important to have strong relationships, to have a strong support system. But it's not always easy. It's absolutely not always easy, and that honestly is something I am struggling with currently. Um, I feel like different people can relate to this. It's not always easy to have a strong support system when it comes to family. Different things happen. Um, People fight. People burn bridges. Different things of that nature, and sometimes families like go their separate ways. Even though it's not supposed to be that way, but that is a real thing that I know that a lot of people struggle with. So it makes sense, especially if you dealt with that as a child. Um, that could severely mess up your your ideology, your mindset, and your mind frame of relationships as an adult. So, but I'm here to say it is still important. Like, no matter what you've been through in your life, having strong relationships is an important necessity in life. Because you can't do everything on your own. And at some point, you're going to need help. So, I don't know. It also goes into being a good person, I would say. I, for one, can't say, and nobody can say, so I can't say that I'm a perfect person. I can't say that I'm perfect at all by any means. Um, but I try hard to be a good person. Um, but it's a tough balance of being a good person with also knowing and setting your boundaries for your worth and your value, for yourself. Um, so, and not everyone you meet is going to value you the same way that you value yourself. Unfortunately, like some people will not value you at all, or value you less than what you deserve. Um, so in my opinion, those are not people who you need to have strong relationships with. In my opinion, you need to have strong relationships with people who truly value you as a person and as a friend, as a partner, as a work partner, a business partner, different things of that nature. If you're being disrespected by someone, whoever they are, then there's only so much a person can take, in my opinion. And some people are better with that than I am. Um, but I would say everyone should have boundaries for themselves so that they are being a good person and also being treated well so that a good relationship can be had. Because if you're being mistreated, then you're not in a you're not in a strong relationship anyway. You're in a toxic relationship. If you're in a relationship where you're being mistreated, in my opinion, that is a toxic relationship. It doesn't matter whether it's work or it's friends or it's family or it's a significant other. Anytime you're mistreated on a consistent basis in any type of relationship, it's a toxic relationship, and not, it can't be a strong relationship. It can't be a healthy relationship if it's a toxic relationship. So, but yeah, building healthy, strong relationships is super important. Whether like I said, if it's business, that's networking, that's connections, that's partnerships, that's getting to, instead of staying at the same place, the same position, for years or for your life. That's how you climb up the ladder, or if you're an entrepreneur, that's how your business grows, with strong relationships and whatnot. And I, again, like I said, I feel like that a part of that is being a good person. I feel like it's hard to, unless you're born into wealth or power, I believe it's hard to have strong relationships and be a bad person, or a quote unquote a shitty person or whatnot. And I could be wrong by saying that, but again, like I said, if you're born with it, then you could be whatever person you want to be. Um, but that's not the message I want to push out. I want to push the message of good things happen to good people. Um, Even though that's not, I feel like, a message that is said um, a lot. I feel like a lot of times people, they say, why do bad things happen to good people? And like, bad things happen to everybody, unfortunately. Like, I think that's a part of life and whatnot. But I feel like the better the person you are, the the more chance the more chances for good things to happen to you. I feel like the worse person you are, the worse of a person you are, the more chance bad things can happen to you. You know what I mean? I think that goes hand in hand with karma, but it also just makes sense. Um, so yeah, we need to have good relationships, and we can only, in my opinion, we can only have good relationships by being good people, especially good relationships to last long. Like, if you are say, like, we talked about business, but if you are someone's significant other, your relationship most likely won't last long or forever if you're a terrible partner, if you're an unhealthy, a toxic, disrespectful partner. Um, but again, so that goes back to being a good person, being a good partner, being like morally sound and um, responsible and just compassionate and different things of that nature. Whether it's friends, like, you can't have a friendship that's going to last. Like, someone, like, the person's not going to want to be friends with someone who is continuously or consistently bashing them or tearing them down or just being awful to them. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's another, but that would be another strong relationship. On the flip side, you may have the best friend and the best friendships that are the strongest if you treat your friends with kindness and motivation and praise and, like, you know what I mean, like being there for one another, camaraderie and whatnot. So that's what I have to say as far as like having good, strong relationships and whatnot. I think it starts with you as a person, but unfortunately, in my case, I feel like I feel like a lot of, as when I was younger, um, I was always I was more okay when it came to burning bridges. Um, I'm no longer in that same mind frame when it comes to burning bridges, but I am in a mind frame that if someone just said this to me today, if someone shows you who they are, believe them. And how I break that down, or what from my experiences is, from my experience is of it is, people show you their true colors, and as far as true colors, usually if you show someone your true colors and they end up being negative, or not someone that I would want around me, then I'm okay with removing myself from the situation or removing you from the situation. You know what I mean? Like, or removing our communication from the situation. I should probably say. So yeah, like I'm not so prone to burning bridges as I once was as a younger adult, but I am prone to reading the signs, reading what the psychology or the meaning behind words that someone could be saying, like, is like if someone some people like make jokes or make jokes at other people's expense, but their jokes have hidden meanings, or not even, doesn't necessarily have to be jokes. It could be real life situations that benefit others at your expense or whatever. Just different things, or things going completely out of being blown out of proportion, and it shows how quickly you are to change as a person or show your true colors and whatnot. So I'm more aware, or I try to be more aware now than I was in the past. And it doesn't even have to be a situation where I also want to be disrespectful or I also want to show my true colors, quote unquote, because I don't want to. If someone does me wrong, I don't want to then act like that person or reflect that person. Um, if someone does me wrong, or if I try repeatedly to have a good relationship with someone and it just isn't working, I'm just not being valued, I just keep being disrespected or whatever the case may be is, then I myself acknowledge that and want to just let it lie where it is, because there's no reason for myself to either come out of character or stoop to levels or whatever the case may be. Is like it's better to just leave it where it is and move on. You know what I mean? There are 8 billion people in the world, I believe. So it's like if it's not working with 1 or 2 or 10 people, like, then you need to find another 10 people who it will work with, or maybe your circle needs to be smaller. You find another 5 people for it to work with. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions or have any comments or any stories or any feedback you guys want to share, please feel free to in the comments. And I hope this helps. Hey, if you guys like this video, make sure you check out these videos where we talk more about music, dating, and real life situations. Thank you for supporting the podcast. Make sure you check out these videos and make sure you subscribe. Peace.